welcome to Big Red Dreams. I'm your host, Big Red. And on today's stream, we're here at the Oddities and Curiosities Expo 2026 here with the three-legged dog Sideshow act. And we're gonna have a nice little intro here. Take it away. And with that, let's go. And here we are back for another year of Oddities and Curiosities Expo, starting again here in Los Angeles for 2026. Today we're the first day of the weekend, January 3rd. It's also here tomorrow as well on Sunday the 4th. But probably by the time this video, that you see this video here, it'll be already passed. But you can take this information for San Diego and all the other expos that are happening throughout the year here in 2026 in the US and Canada. There are 40 different stops this year. Each one's going to have 2 days, a Saturday and a Sunday, and usually there's always a few spots in Australia towards the end of the year, November, December-ish time. Those dates will be announced a little bit later. Nothing on those at the very moment, but very excited again stopping here in Los Angeles at the Los Angeles Convention Center. And as all things do, the Oddities and Curiosities Expo has the official merchandise for 2026, and this is the logo this year. It's pretty cool. Got a gargoyle, skulls, swords, everything. Oh, different creatures on there as well too. Got the lanyard. The shirt has all the dates on the back. They got some non-dated version of items as well too. Oh, and a pennant this year. Look at that. That is really cool. But they got things like scarves, stickers, keychains, tote bags, a whole bunch of different stuff here. Some of the pins here, it's like a Ouija board style pin. Got the patches of the logos, stickers, more pins, posters. And this year, what they decided to do is they're going to do a scavenger hunt for various stickers. There's a special sticker that's going to be for each of the shows or each of the month, and they're hidden all around through the convention center. It looks like the O and C logo, but they're special, like a hollow foil or something like that. So hopefully we keep an eye out and we find one of them. That'd be really cool. Now I'm going to showcase some of my favorite vendors here. Some new oddities, some new art pieces. I always like to showcase things that I find interesting for the channel. And there's over 100 vendors and artists here this year. There is some concession stands as well too in the back area. So a lot to be seen here. And not all Oddity and Curiosity Expos are going to be the same. There's going to be various vendors, various art, various sideshows that they're going to have here too. Each one is slightly different. But there are vendors and artists that you're going to see here in this video that you have a really good chance of seeing potentially in another expo in a city near you. So I always like to put their information here, so in case you do like anything that they have, you can reach out to them via social media or website. Potentially buy something online from them. Support a local artist, a small shop, help a small business out. So admission to the Oddities and Curiosities Expo is going to be the same price no matter which city you go to, except of course you're talking about Canada and Australia. Those are obviously going to be in Canadian and Australian dollars. But all the shows pre-sale, if you buy your tickets in advance, are $15 per day, $20 a day of if you walk up and buy a ticket day of. So definitely save a few dollars, buy your tickets ahead of time. Also, if you are interested in any of the taxidermy classes, we're going to talk about that here in a moment. The taxidermy classes do include your admission to the expo, so that's an added benefit to signing up for one of these classes. But here inside the taxidermy classes, this year they have a few different classes to start off with. They have an opossum or raccoon taxidermy class. For entomology, they have a sunset moth or a scorpion habitat entomology class. They also have a wet specimen class of an octopus and tentacle globe that you can do, and another one, a ratalope, another taxidermy class. The prices range anywhere from $150 to $325 per the class. The class includes all the instruction, all the materials, the hides, the pelts, obviously the insects themselves, everything you need to learn what to do in these particular classes. They do sell out very quickly. So if you are going to Oddities and Curiosity Expo in your neighborhood, in your town, and you want to take one of these classes, sign up as soon as you know you're going to go, because there's a really good chance that these classes are going to sell out. So don't sleep on them. And we'll take a quick little sneak peek in here, but possum taxidermy class that you can see here, they give everybody all the materials that they need. They have the instruction up front telling people what to do. It's actually really cool. People say they have very positive things to say about this class. So if you are interested, definitely do it. And not only do some people take these classes so they learn a new skill, like maybe they want to become an artist and actually sell, maybe at the Oddities and Curiosity Expo, but maybe like at their local you know, markets in their neck of the woods. And some people just do it just for the sake of art, and they create a one-of-a-kind piece that they can take home and say, I built this, I create this. But here is the entomology classes. Slightly different. It's more learning how to pin the insects into like a diorama or a frame and have a nice still masterpiece. Okay, let's get her started here with this tour of the expo. Again, expos are going to vary depending on the city you go to. We'll showcase some of our favorites, some things I always like to see. Beginning with okay, these are actually really cool.
Yeah.
They are reminiscent of those animatronic dolls, like during Christmas time they move and light with the candles, but they replace them with a head of a fox, a possum, a rabbit. These are very popular the last year. I remember seeing them all over the place. I remember buying a candle from them last year. They got the anatomical hearts that I fell in love with. They even had the teeth as well too. They had a gold one, spine as well for candle, and then this one, the black one, as it melts, it oozes the red wax like blood. Oh, look at that, a skin from a 14-foot long anaconda. Interesting candle holders. Got various bats, kind of like a Bugs Bunny, but scary looking, jack-o'-lantern. Obviously, don't use a real candle, just use one of those little electronic tea light candles. Okay, that's actually cool. Look at that, a little churro vendor. The return of salmon. There she is. Look how beautiful she looks.
So, from last year, she's been in 2 movies. She's in Amazon Prime, calendars, magazines. She's been busy this year. So last year was definitely the year of the snake for us.
Does she have her SAG card too?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay, okay. Also, if you do take a moment here with Salmon and Snake, there are some, I'll put a better one of the Venmo here for you, of the QR code, but he does take donations because everything that he receives goes back to the health and care of Salmon and her snake brethren and sisters, and you know, medical bills, food and whatnot. And I asked, and Salmon loves, like, she was born into this, you know, raised like this, so she has a lot of love for people. They tend to be at a few of the different expos there in San Diego as well too. I don't know if they travel around, but you can always catch them here at the LA and San Diego ones. At all these expos, you are going to see a couple things. You're obviously going to see taxidermied items, specimens, bones, wet specimens, you know, things of animal in nature, right? Couple things. One is everything that is of that nature has to be sustainably sourced. Meaning, to be a vendor here with the Oddities and Curiosities Expo, you have to have your animals sourced from legitimate ways. No killing an animal just for the sake of art. So a lot of the animals you're going to see were donated, given to them from, like, you know, farms, animal clinics, things of that nature, so animals that pass naturally, or maybe were stillborn, or whatever the case may be. So don't worry, none of these animals were killed just because they look beautiful and they said, I'm going to mount it. They literally said, you know, as nature happens, animals have multiple ones that die in birth or, you know, stillborn, and then they take them and use them and repurpose them and give them a new life as art. The next thing is art itself. There's a lot of art pieces around here, digital, graphic, art and whatnot. Nothing here is AI. To be a vendor here or an artist here at the ONC Expo, nothing can be AI. So if you do see something that looks like AI or copyright or whatever the case may be, let the ONC Expo admin know about that, the owners, because they will talk to that people and potentially kick them out. So be rest assured that everyone who here is a true business owner, a true artist of their craft, no AI generated imagery. And I just talked to you can actually see the officer right behind me there. I talked to him for a quick moment. Sure enough, talking about the fact that they have items here that may or may not necessarily be on the up and up. They're here to make sure that all the vendors here have things that they're supposed to be having. You know, nothing that's endangered or illegal. And obviously California is probably one of the strictest of all the states for things of that nature. Like you can't have certain items, you can't be selling certain things. So I'm glad to see that there's Fish and Wildlife here, making sure that things are on the up and up. Oh, my buddies over at Asylum Zone always have some great art. I remember these from last year, the twins from The Shining, the clapper monkey as well too. But of course, it's always having to see what new things they have here. These are all replicas. They're not the real skulls, but they look like the real thing. They're even aged appropriately to look that way. But I always love stopping by because I have to see Tui from one of my favorite movies of all time. And I always like to see, they always usually have various differentiations of Tui, they got a small one, a little bit larger, and then when she finally has a real taste for blood. And here is a Fiji mermaid. All right, look, for those Beetlejuice fans, we have some bobbleheads up here. You cannot have an ONC Expo without a good jackalope. And they got a bunch of different jackalopes right over here. Beautiful mounted specimens here of some butterflies and moths. You're gonna see a lot of insects. And of course, the ever famous death head moth, made famous in the movie Silence of the Lambs. Ooh, what is this? A weasel, a fisher weasel. Look at that. Wow. Oh, some sort of a bird here as well too. I always love seeing like scorpions and like beetles and things of that nature mounted. Very impressive. You don't see a lot of this here, but one of my favorite animals of all, the African painted dog, and they have a beautiful art piece here that I think I might actually pick up a print of it myself. And a jackalope too right above it. Oh, they got some good stuff here. Pick up some stickers, some art pieces, even a glow-in-the-dark bandana. Oh, someone just picked themselves up a new taxidermied item and it's on its way out. Somebody got a really big hyena. And with a lot of the Oddities Expos, they do even have an opportunity for you to get a divination reading, get your palm read, a tarot reading, or pick yourself up a book here. Oh, some spells here. Looks like they got a apple beauty spell you can do here to make yourself more beautiful. A protection candle spell as well. Or, hey, you know what? I could use a good spiritual cleansing. The art of Dave Correa. Always like looking at some of his stuff to see what's new here. Oh, he's got a cool xenomorph over there. Oh, Maleficent over there. Got Jason and Pennywise, both 1 and 2. Oh, look at that little Skeletor. I love it. And he mixes like kind of like psychedelic-y with like sci-fi. There's a Cthulhu over there. Right Side Studios, my buddies over here. Wonderful piece of art. They started doing these like starfishes that have like eyes and everything on them. They're weird. You can pick yourself up an actual Patrick Sea Star. But one of the things every year I have to do, you have to grab the kangaroo balls and squeeze them for good luck for a good prosperous year. And for hernia check too. Well, you know what? Same to you, buddy. Same to you. If you are into the homies, right over here, look at all this stuff right here. Sammy Ruiz has some really cool, let's just call it homie-inspired Halloween art here. All the boys here on the shirt. What I really liked, I was looking for a shirt for Universal Studios Fan Fest nights, and I want to get one a creature from the Black Lagoon. And look at him, he's all vato with he got the sock check. Look at the sock check on him. At every ONC Expo, there's going to be a carnival act show. Usually there's 1, 2, a couple of them right here. Right now, there's an act going on right now. It looks like he's about to do some sort of balloon animal in the nose. And oh my goodness, I don't know. We'll check that out in a little bit. But it's always fun to see these shows no matter where oh yeah, he just had the balloon going up and down his nose. But these shows are cool. They usually happen about every half hour, every hour. Free because obviously you paid to come into the show and these are part of them. They do work on tips too, which is really nice, so help them out with a tip or some merchandise. But I love carnival shows. Some interesting pieces I've seen before in which you can actually make custom one-of-a-kind pieces with actual blood in them. So they come with the kit, you can get your blood drawn at like a hospital blood lab, anything of that nature, and then they send it to them and they make it so they actually inject your blood into these various pieces. So you can get like art pieces made, like a rose, this right here, get a pendant made. A lot of people actually get wedding rings made out of it with the blood, so they can get each other's, their spouses, significant others, blood as part of it here. Interesting art piece here, mixing an orca, but it's like you can see the skeletal aspect of it, which is actually very interesting. You got a turtle skull, and then they mix like crystals here. I love the way that they do that. They put some actual like rare, semi-precious, precious stones and metals and give this a beautiful work of art. Look at this, crab, starfish, seashells, amethyst, and rose quartz. Heart of a rooster heart, white sapphire, and chicken blood. And this is actually very interesting here. It is a blue-tongued skink, a blue-tongued skink with sapphire eyes and aphrodite crystals. Always a big fan too of the diaphanized items here. I love those, where they put the pigmentation, make the the subject translucent, but you can see the internal organs and bone structures through the dyeing process. Look at this, little miniature frog. Look at that, wow. Look at this, so we're with my buddies over at Velvet Apparition, but look what they just added to the repertoire here. Some tattoos, so you can get a permanent souvenir of your travels here to the ONC Expo and get yourself all tatted up here. I'd ask this guy if it hurts, but looking at his arms, I'm pretty sure he's used to it.
Yeah, no, it doesn't hurt at all.
But one of the things that Velvet Apparition is known for is things that have to do beyond the odd, is that they tend to do a lot of stuff like at funeral homes, funeral parlors, morticians, doctor's offices. One of the things I was wondering what the heck this was. It's a calochrome cream chart, but it's a vintage 1940s mortician makeup kit with the brush. So that brush has actually touched some faces and bodies. I just touched a bunch of dead bodies. Nameplates, like a rest casket plaque right over there. Rings that are mint off of the plates as well too. One of the new things they got going on this year is new charms made out of surgical steel. Old vintage compacts. Look at it, it's a Disneyland for makeup for $200, but look at this, I'm gonna open it up. Look at that. Oh my God, I'm ugly. But look at that, that is so cool, vintage. I would say this, we reached a good point where I can showcase this. We probably reached two of the biggest sellers here at the ONC Expos. This one always has all the huge taxidermied items. They have the African hoofed animals, they got baboons, they got foxes, they got a bush buck right over here in front of me. They got a whole bunch of different taxidermied items. Yeah, that is an item right there, a taxidermy dik dik. I have never seen one of those before. They have a albino white peacock over here. They got some sort of boar. The foot of probably, what is that? Probably a rhino's foot right over there. Beaver, a zebra head. They have a lot of various animals here, lots of them. But the majority of the items that they receive here, I actually talked to the owner one year, is that a lot of these items are actually previous museum pieces, used to belong to estates of like hunters or things of that nature. Families like, we don't want these. Our dad used to hunt, but we don't hunt, so we don't want them anymore. So they sell them to these people, they pick them up, they donate them, whatever the case may be. Even museums sometimes get rid of old pieces of their collection that they don't have space for, and these guys can then take it and give it a new life with someone else. Ooh, a moose antler. And yes, just like the name implies, everything over here is supposedly comes from dead people. The OB Antique Mall, they travel the ONC Expo routes, and they'll have everything from pins, creepy looking dolls, paintings, wall, everything. They do a lot like the estate sale stuff, and there's just a hodgepodge, a flea market kind of thing going on here. Go through it, find something you like. I mean, look at all these pins right here. I could go through them and buy probably about a dozen pins here. Oh, look at that, actually. I actually like this pin. I might actually pick this one up. And especially with the dead people stuff for sale, there's always a line. Look at the line. So right now, there's people shopping on the inside right there, but the line for them, it's like Comic-Con over here. Look at this. The line's going on, it's going on, it's going on, and I think it capped, let's just say that's the cap right over there. Which actually leads me to a good point to talk about here, a good tip. If you are looking for a particular item, something rare, something that's like, I gotta have it, and you know which vendor is gonna most likely have it, get here as soon as possible when the convention opens, because the best selection of items is going to be obviously when the expo first opens. Because with some places there might be only one or two of that particular item, and you really want to come as early as possible so you can have the best chance of trying to acquire that item that you really, really want. So same thing with like some of the taxidermy items. The guy who just bought the hyena earlier, that was probably the only one that they have, so he had to be here first to come pick up that hyena. So, you know, if you really want something, get here as early as possible. Best selection as early as possible. But then again, towards the later portion of the expo in the daytime, there's going to be less people, so it's a little easier to kind of maneuver and go shopping. So pros and cons each way you look at it. So I found out about this guy last year here. So Ghastly Tentacles, he does these little stuffed animals, and he puts like vampire-y, demon-y looking teeth in them and everything like that, and you could adopt one. But last year there was a big old line, and this year, not any different. Look at the line to pick up one of these things. I guess these things are that popular. La Boo Boo Who? I guess these are even better than La Boo Boos. They're La Demons. Or La Boo Boos, as in B-O-O-O-O. I'm a big Dodger hater, but even I can still appreciate this as art. It's kind of cool. I like that. Like this is one of those infinity mirrors. The way it looks, it makes it look like it goes on and on and on. That's pretty cool. Black wax apparel. I think I just found a shirt that I'm going to end up picking up here. And you'll see why. Because first of all, it's a corgi. Second of all, if I can't take my dog, I'm not going. That's very true. Heaven has dogs in there. So if Heaven doesn't have dogs, I don't want to be a part of it. So I think I may pick up this shirt. Oh, this is cute. Lab creature with these wood designs here of cats and aliens. I saw this one. Creature holding a little kitty. I like that a lot. Ooh, Big the Foot. Actually, I like these a lot. Mixing cute cats and everything. Oh, this coaster of a cat eating an alien. Cthulhu with a pet cat. Oh, these are so fun. If you're into spooky but still needs to take care of your body and your skin, they got some various lotions and soaps here to help you out there. Even some scents for you as well too. Various smells and aromas, I'm sure. It actually does smell very nice over here. Oh, somebody took the name I thought of earlier. La Boo Boo Monsters. But they got some outfits here. Look at this. A little Grinchy mask. Oh, this would actually have been fun to have during Grinchmas at Universal Studios. Stay spooky little 3D printed hat on here. Oh, it's like the little McDonald's little tubs, the little Halloween tubs. As a fan of stickers and of Disney and the fact that Jungle Cruise is my favorite ride of all time at Disneyland, I love this Adventureland National Park looking sticker. And then they even have a Fantasyland National Park with the Matterhorn and Alice in Wonderland, Tropical Hideaway, Grizzly Peak is an official. Like, I love how they make them look like official national parks. And one of the best overlays of all time, the Jingle Cruise. Also love the mashups they're doing here. Look at this, Pee Wee Herman with a Madame Leota. It's Mickey as the Headless Horseman. These are fun. I like these mashups here. Memento Mori coming in strong with some good items here. Look at this piranha. Oh, look at this Hercules beetle, rhinoceros beetle. One of the two, can't tell for sure. Love, like I said, a big fan of entomology when it comes to displays like this. Interesting. What are these? Squirrels of some sort dressed up like they're gonna. Oh, that one looks like The Witcher. Ooh, some pens here with various. Let's see what they got in here on this one. Some sort of insects in here in this one. Some tentacles, very common in pens like that. Ooh, a stingray wet specimen in there. Even some lucky coyote paws as well, should you want one. Some wet specimens here too. A fetal pig, some sort of, ooh, looks like a fetal goat of some sort right over there. A very large testicle as well. Tadpoles, some frogs as well too here. Always at a lot of the O&C expos, tintype photos. They'll do the old-timey style photographs right over here, pose right over there, and they got the old-timey, well, a more of a modernized version of the old tintype style photos, which are pretty cool. You can see some examples of the tintypes here. And inside of it, getting itself ready in the solution. Oh, this is cool. Taxidermy. You can get a mounted robotic head. That, I like that. And I love the play on word there. That is so fun. But of course, also, if should you need it, they do have plenty of vampire protective kits here. Everything any experienced or even beginning vampire hunter would require: stakes, hammer, mirrors, rosaries, holy water, Bibles, a crossbow, which I don't think would do much damage considering those are little rubber tips. But oh well. Curio Nouveau always has some of my favorite types of taxidermy mounted specimens here. Lots of beautiful butterflies, moths, scorpions. But one thing I really love about them is they always have the beautiful frames, backdrop, you know, the back wallpaper, mounting, matting, whatever you want to call it. It always makes the colors of the insects pop in such a way that I absolutely just love. Look at the iridescence of the wings here, matching very well with the background or the framing. So cool. You got tarantula hawks as well too. Those are pretty cool. And then some various hearts here. Usually they're pig hearts or cow hearts or some sort of that like that. Preserved, and various mounts on them, lizards, tentacles, octopus. And of course, always fun to mention these each and every time I see them. Scorpions, and then I like it when they put a black light on them here. One, they're on top of uranium glass, but as you know, go to the desert, bring a black light with you. If you go camping on the desert, you may see some things glow, and those are some scorpions because they are bioluminescent. And people say that unicorns did not exist. Well, there's proof that they once did. The art of Jordan Monsell, one of my favorite artists here at the ONC Expo. I like this. It's got all the famous villains and murderers from some of our famous favorite horror films in the style of like the silhouette cutouts from Main Street on Disneyland. He has this like where they put all the different characters. Like here's all the different clowns from TV, pop culture, food. Heck, even Jack the Box Clown. My favorite, of course, is the ghosts here. You got Boo Berry, Beetlejuice. You got the Ghost of Christmas Present, nearly headless Nick, Obi-Wan, Yoda, Slimer, like the ghost from Fantasia, the ghost from Pac-Man. Like I love this one, so I'm gonna pick myself up one of these guys here. And if you are into cryptids, they got you taken care of as well too here. As well as if you're a fan of the Twilight Zone, you'll see lots of references to various episodes. My friends from Coffee and Snacks Unique Upcycle Lighting. What I love about these guys, they take a hodgepodge of items, old cameras, rubber toys, actual taxidermy mounted items here, and just make some cool lights. I mean, look at this, an original video console. That is crazy. Dolls here, you can get the paddle switch shifters here to change the lights up, an Xbox controller. It's a old 8-track player. Look at that. You can actually, got the whole 8-track. Obviously the 8-track itself doesn't work, but what's cool is that if you put this particular bulb inside of it, this actually plays MP3 music, so you can play from your phone. So it looks like the 8-track's playing, but it's really the light bulb. It's so cool. Look at this, some very special chocolates right over here. These are all hand-painted, delicious gourmet chocolates. And apparently they have a little bit of an alcoholic flavoring to them, which is interesting. This Krampus, hand-painted, $75, but wow. That is wow, they're just beautiful pieces. They're almost too good to eat. I like these little tiki guys right over here too. That's pretty cool. One of my favorite artists over here, Abe, he has some cool art pieces, but I always love how he's got the paletas, some of our favorite movie monsters there. And a little bit of a pinup style there. Got a Lydia, and Beetlejuice is a female. The Miss Argentina from Beetlejuice. But I really want one of those. I want the creature. I want the creature. Most of the ONC Expos are going to be held at convention centers, whether they're large ones or smaller ones. For example, here we're at the LA Convention Center, which is a very big convention expo center. San Diego is at the Del Mar Fairgrounds, which is pretty good size, a little bit smaller. But some places are like at hotels, large. You know, Phoenix has it at the big Phoenix Convention Center. So it depends, varies on size and what they offer. I am not a big fan of convention center food. So when it comes to food, I always like to have a nice hearty breakfast beforehand. Something's going to sustain me for a few hours while I'm walking around. I have my bag. I always bring some snacks, some beef jerky, trail mix, something to keep it going, because I'd rather get my food elsewhere for the same price. You know, $20 for some crappy chicken tenders and some old fries. But I mean, in a pinch, if you really need something, go ahead, get something there. Bring a water bottle with you as well too. Bring snacks with you. Bring water with you. Bring an energy drink if you need it. Take breaks. Go outside. Sit in the lobby. Sit in the chairs. Take a moment. Sit at the chairs over here. Pace yourself with these types of things because you're going to be on your feet for the entirety of this whole thing. You're here for pretty much all day. I mean, you could be here for as little or as long as you want. I'm here all day, and we're only hit halfway, and it's only, you know, we got 2.5 hours left. We got to hurry it up. It's been a good time. This also brings up a good point here with this beautiful dog. Wow, Irish Wolfhound. All the ONC Expos are service dog friendly, service animal friendly, but pets are not allowed inside the ONC Expos. It's per the rules of the event center. Got a front row seat here for the 3-legged dog Sideshow. And the sideshows are always cool because they, like I said, they're free. They've got some fun acts to perform here. We're going to do like the human pincushion and sword swallowing and everything. Very excited, and I got myself a front and center view.
Oh, I lick balloons in front of strangers for money. In case you're wondering, my dad tells people I'm a tour guide. I'm just kidding. He's dead. Here we go. electrician, maybe a plumber. Stay in school. Does anybody want to see it again? I really don't care. We're in! And we're out. Everyone here should not be surprised by this, but we do not have insurance. And with that, folks, do you want to see this? And Carmen establishes dominance yet again, making the already rigid steel even harder. Thanks. That's my grown-up joke. This one freaks me out. Tell me when it's over. I don't want to look. I don't want to look. I don't want to look. Folks, make some noise for the beautiful, the talented Carmen Getson! That's my wife! Folks, get your photos and make some noise for the beautiful, the talented, the sensational star Carmen Getson!
Okay, this is really interesting. It's a, so it's a sculpture, but it's a wild cat, but it looks like it's like a cat turned inside out, like the skeleton and just the muscular portion of it. That is really cool. I like that. I've never seen anything like that. And it's actual real bone, which actually makes it even more impressive. So they put obviously the clay on top of it, glazed it so it looks like muscle. That's really cool. Okay, this towel is absolutely hilarious. I came across here at the boutique and they have this funny towel. Please don't summon demons in the bathroom. Trust me, after some Chipotle, I summon my own demons. Don't worry about that. If you are a fan of murderers, they got you Jeff Boyardee, Donner's. Yeah, no, I don't want the diner from Donner's Diner. That's funny though, I love it. Oh, hey, John Wayne Gacy can quit clowning around there. Hey girl, need a lift? But oh my god, these are hilarious. Morbid, dirty, dark, and hilarious all at the same time. Western Evil always has great apparel. I actually personally own a couple of their shirts. But look at this one, a cowboy shirt, but with the death head moth on it. Wow, and even on the sleeves there. This is actually a really cool shirt. I like this a lot. Last year they had the bag with the Unsolved Mysteries old school retro TV. This year they got the High C Ecto Cooler. It's actually like an actual juice box with a straw here. I love this. And you know what? I think it actually could fit my camera if I wanted it. As a person who practices magic, I appreciate this one. 2 raccoon skulls, and then they have the cards thrown out there in this wonderful structure. And of course, it's painted red, my favorite color. A 2-headed duck on a throne here. English puppy bulldog. A fetal porcupine, and a Great Dane pup as well too, in a pickled specimens. Okay. That's a cute shirt. Sorry, it's my first rodeo. Over here, we pointed them out last year. They make the custom dog beds, as well as look at the little Ouija little food bowl that they can make for your animal friends. Special custom-made speakers, audio system over here too, in a coffin-shaped box, which is really cool. You can even get a speaker system as well too with the whole little Ouija board. This is the first I've seen before here at any of the ONC Expos. These are all carnivorous plants, such as like pitcher plants. Look at that. Wow, so you can take yourself home one of these guys here. They of course have the ever famous Venus flytrap over here. Oh, look at these pitcher plants. Wow. Always fun to look at some of these things here. Look at this heart, but it's actually a skull. I love the way it looks. The deer here, the deer skull with like overgrowth happening on it, and then also some jewelry. Take a look at this T-Rex skull over here. You know me on the channel, I'm a fan of dinosaurs, so I love anything that has to do with that. I'm also going to get a custom ring made, because you've seen it before on the channel, but I'm going to get a custom made version of this Triceratops ring. And definitely be careful. This was 3D, look at that, watch your eyes out. My friends over at Windy Willow always have some cute bags of these frogs. You can put little hats on them, like toadstools. A toadstool on a toad. Look at that. And look at this distinguished gentleman. Yes. But look at the little 3D little whirly-burly style hat and cowboy hats and crowns and all this cool stuff on this bag. You can get a backpack, you can get a handbag, some specialty boots and shoes over here. My goodness, look at this. I like the red and the velvet and the cutout of the bat on there. But geez, I would break my ankle, my knee, my hip, everything with these shoes. these spike ones here. These are also considered lethal weapons as well too. With one kick if you're a black belt in karate. That is cute. A little mouse riding a guinea pig. It's funny. Wind chime made out of various pieces of bone, most likely a scapula and ribs of some sort of hoofed animal, like a cow or a bison. And some table lamps made out of the shell or the hide of an armadillo. Look at this as a animal lover. This is pretty cool. My Ninth Life. Doggy, pet, cat, accessories, decor with a little bit of a dark gothic vibe to it. But look at this cat tree. A custom-made cat tree for your black cat, or heck, any cat that you have that has a little bit of a dark side to them. But look, the spiderweb steps on there, coffin shape with the bedding there. You can put a custom name there. Like, this is so cool. You got the little steps in the wall. My goodness, a scratching post. This is some crazy stuff. I love it. Look at this custom-made tiki mug as well too. Frankie, or I should say more Frankie's Monster. Dr. Frankenstein's Monster. Love this. Even a triple stack tiki mug, which is pretty cool. If you're into baby doll heads, there's one here with a snake coming out of it, and look at the handle is an actual baby arm. That's a little creepy, I'm not gonna lie. And there's an example of the taxidermy project, the opossum that they did earlier, and very cool. You get your own unique piece of art to take home with you. Take your own butterfly pinning kit here. $40 has everything you need to mount your own inside. Oh, actually right here, kind of a kit just like that to make. Oh, and I always like these. So these pieces of jewelry, these are actual real spider webs. Each one is very unique, and it's always pretty cool how they do it. They take the spider web, they put like this white paint on it, put on the black backing. Very unique and pretty cool looking piece of jewelry. Oh, I'm a fan of these very large wall watches, and they actually have a beautiful butterfly inside here. That is a unique piece of art. I like it. Interesting look at some horns and accessories. These are actually really beautiful with the gold and the beads and the crystals on top of them. Wow. Even the crown or tiara made with porcupine quills. These would actually look really good for like some sort of cosplay, or if you're into masquerades or Renaissance fairs. These would work very well. Some very unique pieces of jewelry over here made with various recycled goods and pieces. Look at this choker necklace made with resistors, electronic resistors. That's really cool. If you're a electronic engineer, science nerd, you would appreciate these. Over here at Dead Dave Designs, I saw some of these cool looking, look at the neon lights on some of your favorite movie posters and whatnot, including a xenomorph facehugger egg, which is actually made with a soft latex foam. But look at some of how these actually can dim as well too. Look at that. That is really cool. And with some of these over here, they come with the remote. You can change and they actually sync to music and everything, so you can really have a good time with some of these. I do like that Freddy Fazbear's pizzas. That's really cool. We are about half an hour before the con closes here, or the expo closes at 5 o'clock. And you can see when I pan around, not a lot of people. Like I said, the last hour or so of the expo is usually always the least amount of people here, but of course some items might be gone, some things sell out, especially with some of the vendors who have very limited supply, especially like things that are taxidermy. You know, they may only have a couple of those, so you may be SOL. One thing I did want to mention, I didn't mention earlier, is when it comes to this expo, patience is a key, because there are going to be some vendors, some artists that have a considerable wait, a line. You're trying to get to their booth, there's like 10 people in front of you and you want to check it out just to even see things that are what's going on. Bring some patience, because you'll do some table shuffling where you're in front of the table, you move a little bit, you move a little bit, you move a little bit, move a little, and so forth. You get what I'm talking about. Patience. And I guess it is time to go. Thanks for coming. And of course, like I said, I will be at the San Diego Expo, which will be next week happening. So this video will hopefully be out a couple of days before the San Diego Expo, so you can use it as a guide, not only for that expo, but for all of the ONC expos for the 2026 season. So hopefully you enjoyed watching. Before we end the video, I figured I'd do a quick little recap, as well as give you some tips and tricks so that you can have the best experience here for the 2026 season at the Oddities and Curiosities Expo. A lot of them I'm going to tell you pretty much applies to all of the different city stops. There might be some slight changes, some differences, especially when we're talking about maybe potentially in Canada and in the EU and Australia, but for the most part, it's going to be all the same for the 40 cities that are going to be visiting here in 2026 for the ONC Expo. Again, for the 2026 season, there's going to be a total of 40 stops in the US and Canada. Of course, the Australian dates will be announced later in the year, which usually has about 4 or 5 different stops in Australia. Each city is going to have 2 days, a complete weekend of odd fun to be had. And show times every day is from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. for the local time of which the expo is going to be at. In and out privileges for the same day that you purchase your tickets. Tickets are going to be $15 ahead of time, $20 day of walk up. So purchase your tickets online, save a few dollars that way. So they also save some time so you're ready, then you can go straight into the expo. Payment wise, all the vendors usually for the most part take the cash. Credit card, Zelle, Venmo, anything of that nature, but as always, cash is king. A lot of times also some of the guys will also give you a discount for using cash. That way they can save on the credit card fees, no processing fees. Maybe you can also kind of negotiate with them a little bit on the price. So again, if you want to bring some cash with you, cash is always king here at the expo, but pretty much all the vendors do accept some sort of alternative payment, credit cards, Venmo. Today, the vendors that you saw today in this video, a lot of them will be traveling throughout the entirety of the expo. A lot of them travel upwards of like 20, 25 of the shows here. But who you saw today may not necessarily who you'll be seeing in a city near you, but you'll be seeing a similar essence for the styling, for the things. You know, there's going to be things of insects, things of fossils, bones, metal, art. So this really gives you a good taste of what to expect at the expo in the one that you come visit at a city near you. For food, I mentioned this earlier, but please bring some snacks, eat beforehand, have a good breakfast. This is a marathon, not a race, not a sprint. So you definitely want to pace yourself, enjoy the expo, visit all the vendors, visit all the artists, check it all out, because there's going to be something in it that you're like, hey, I didn't realize that existed, or I needed that in my life, and guess what? I came across this guy's booth and now I need it and it's coming home with me. Prepare yourself comfortable shoes. If you need mobility devices, please prepare ahead of time. If you have people in your party that have mobility issues, plan accordingly. But for the most part, all the venues that the expo happens going to be at is ADA compatible and friendly, so you don't have to worry about things like that. I always like to bring a tote bag, or like a big like reusable collapsible bag. I put it in my bag, and the reason is because pretty much all the vendors here will give you some sort of bag. Paper bag, plastic bag, goodie bag, whatever the case may be. But if you end up buying a lot of stuff and you're like, man, this bag is not going to carry, and some vendors may only have small bags, I always bring a nice collapsible, foldable grocery bag that carries a lot of good hefty weight to it should I end up buying something big. Of course, if you buy one of like the big taxidermy items, a lot of times the vendors will hold on to the item for you until the end of the convention, and you can make arrangements for like to put your car up near the exit so that you can carry it in if it's heavy. So plan accordingly, prepare with the vendor and the booth. They'll help you out. And speaking of the booths themselves, ask any and all questions of the artists, of the vendors, of the people here. Everyone here is very friendly at the ONC Expo. It's an open environment, loving environment, come as you are. But everyone here is here to be together in this odd and, you know, macabre and dark gothic world that we live in, and we're just having a great time here at the ONC Expo. So ask all the questions you have of people. They're more than happy to answer any and all that you may have. Talk to others. Dress as you like. Dress and come to the expo as you like. Some venues may have rules on what you can or can't wear, but if you want to cosplay, if you want to wear a costume, if you want to wear, you know, dress up like Elvira, or, you know, dress up like Pennywise or something of that nature, do so. Have a great time. Just be respectful of everyone who comes to the ONC Expo. You're not the only one that's here. This is an open, free-minded, loving environment. No room for hatred in the ONC Expo and in the ONC community. So if you are one of those people, just stay at home. We don't need that negativity in this world over here. The ONC Expo is for everyone, and definitely is the case with all the love here. Though the ONC Expo is family friendly, I would highly recommend that just being aware of anybody in your party, children or even adults, that may have certain sensibilities or certain fears or whatnot, because you are going to be exposed to quite a bit of things here. You're going to obviously animal remnants, dark art, photography, spookiness, some slightly scary, some not so much, but there is definitely a lot of things that some people may not. If you have a fear of blood, there's some things here that obviously either have blood in them, show blood, you know, display, mimic blood, and you know, you just have to be aware of your sensibilities. So just plan accordingly, be prepared. If you have little ones with you, feel free to bring them, but just make sure that they are mature enough and can handle this type of expo. So hopefully by watching this video, you can kind of get a better understanding of what to potentially expect or to see, so you can plan accordingly, prepare yourself, and anybody that you bring with you to the expo. And okay, so I think we're going to do it here at the Oddities and Curiosities Expo for 2026, starting off here in LA. I'm here with Salmon. Look at how beautiful she is. She says howdy with her little cowboy hat. But anyways, we're going to call it a day here. I had a great time. Hope you did as well too, following along with me on this journey. And look at this one right over here.
This is Amber.
Amber. Wonderful. So we're gonna call it a day here, but if you like this video, do me a huge favor, give it a big thumbs up on it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here, haven't done so already, and third, hit the notification bell. Take it one step further, follow me on social media at Big Red Journeys on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram for even more content. So for me to you, Amber, and Salmon here, we'll see you on the next journey. Bye-bye now. Awesome.